All right, back with a better NFL Top 100 video. So we're going 80 through 71. If you haven't seen any of these yet, I have a more detailed explanation on the first one if you want to kind of understand more of what I'm doing. But again, quickly, just it's a list of top 100 players. I am not taking positional value into account, and again, the term "a better NFL Top 100" is a bit tongue-in-cheek, as it's my goal is to make it better than the NFL Top 100, and we'll see if I pull it off. But yeah, let's just get into the list, starting off with number 80. Number 80 is a running back, and in fact, weirdly, in this section, every single player is either a wide receiver, a running back, and then there's one quarterback. That's it. So it's the all-skill, or tight end. So it's the all-skill position section of this list. Kyren Williams for the Rams was really good last year. Not just like getting bulk stats, but I thought did a lot of really nice things and fit that scheme really well. Guy who didn't get a lot of credit, which is weird because I guess I understand it. He wasn't a hyped up draft pick and wasn't good right away, so wasn't able to get the credit that way. But in a section with a lot of good running backs, he's certainly one of them. So yeah, that's why he's on the list at 80. 79 is Saquon Barkley, who I'll be honest, I don't think was as good as Kyren Williams last year, but when Saquon Barkley's been at his best, he's been honestly a game changer for the Giants, and now is going over to the Eagles. So he's someone that's really good at his peak, has always had the injury history. That's kind of always been why you can't put him too much higher on the list, because you just don't know how much he's going to play. But the potential is certainly there, and the upside is certainly there. I still put him pretty high on this list at 79. And then 78, I went with Matthew Stafford, who, I had put lower on previous year's list, but I think he's earned a higher grade. I thought he had a really good season last year. Again, I'm not taking positional value into account. I'm not saying there's 77 players I'd rather have than Stafford. Just 77 players I think are better, but that's not a lot, especially at the quarterback position, which is so crowded. So many good quarterbacks there. Him being able to stand out, and you could argue had his best season last year in the regular season. He was really good. So because of that, I think 78 is right, and also was great in that playoff game too. Nearly had the Lions beat. So yeah, that's where I have him. And number 77, I'm going James Conner, who definitely is not getting a ton of credit as the running back for the Arizona Cardinals, but was honestly awesome for them last year. He was at times a game changer. I mean, that Cowboys game, they just couldn't stop James Conner. Like James Conner was a key piece in that game. So again, he's one of those guys that with the Steelers, we all kind of assumed we knew who he was. Like, oh yeah, he's a good quality running back. And then he just has consistently gotten better and has gotten to the point where he's been a really good running back. Last year, definitely a career year. So, it's not like he's doing that every year. And because of that, you can maybe, hold off on getting excited a little bit. But he's still really good and still deserves a spot on the list. So I'm putting him at 77. Number 76, I'm going Amon-Ra St. Brown. And to be honest, 76 feels low for him. There's just so many good wide receivers that I feel like every wide receiver on the list feels low. But yeah, I put Amon-Ra St. Brown here. He deserves to be high on the list. He does. I mean, what he does at the slot position, he really is just an elite level slot guy who has consistently been really good. I think the one knock you could put at him isn't even really a knock. It's just how much is the play calling benefiting him? I honestly don't think that much. I think that he is just that good, and I think that even if he had a bad play caller, he would still be that good. So that's why I have him on the list. And number 75, Amari Cooper, who, again, feels very low. How is he only 75? Well, I mean, there were times last year, part of why the Browns offense looked better with Joe Flacco is Flacco just said, I'm going to throw it up to number 2 because he's good. Okay, sure, makes sense. Just put the ball in his direction. And there were times against Houston where he was just uncoverable against Houston the first time, not in the playoffs, of course. There were just some moments where he was just fantastic. With Cooper, it's always been a consistency thing for him. He'll have a game where he looks unbeatable, and then he'll have a game where he looks very beatable, but there's still enough upside. I put him at 75. 74, I went with Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, who I actually thought played really well when he came back from injury last year. It just like people didn't really talk about it that much, and we are kind of a few years removed from him being an MVP candidate. Yes, that did happen just a couple of years ago, and I thought he was really good last year as well. 2 years ago, I think is coloring a lot of people's opinions on him, and I get it. Like, it wasn't as good. I do think that the weaker offensive line really had something to do with that. I think that people I think Taylor is underrated at this point, so I put him at 74 on my list. I think people will maybe say that's too high, but I disagree. I think he's really good. 73, I went TREY McBride, who is another one of these guys that's like, it is a bit of a one-year wonder. And I thought he showed flashes prior to last year, but the reason why I'm still putting him so high on the list, even though it's kind of only been one great year by TREY McBride, is because of how good that year was. I mean, he was one of the best tight ends in football last year and wasn't exactly in a fantastic situation in Arizona on top of it. Him and Kyler seemingly had a really good connection once Kyler came back. So because of that, 73 feels fair for me. 72, I went TJ Hawkinson. It's weird where I almost feel like Sam Laporta is stealing TJ Hawkinson's thunder a little bit, because obviously the Lions traded TJ Hawkinson and then drafted Sam Laporta, who, spoiler alert, I have higher on this list than Hawkinson. But, like, Hawkinson's still really good. Like, okay, sure, that trade worked out for the Lions, but, like, it's similar to, like, a Diggs-Jefferson trade a little bit of, like, Vikings fans aren't mad that they, traded a second round pick to get a really good young tight end. Like, he's been awesome for them and does, blocks well and receives well. So yeah, very good player. He's number 72 on the list. And 71, maybe I'm just the last guy to jump off the Cooper Kupp train. I don't know, but I thought Cooper Kupp, when he came back from injury last year, was still really good. Like, listen, it's still only been, I guess 3 seasons ago that Cooper Kupp led the league in every single category and won Super Bowl MVP. Like, we're not that far removed from it. He's struggled to stay on the field. You have to dock him some points for that, but I'm still willing to put him at 71 because of what he brings to the table positive-wise. So, yeah, that is this section of the video. This section of the list got a lot of skill players, out of it here. So yeah, those are my thoughts on these 10 players. Let me know in the comments below. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.